Hey guys, today we're going to be reviewing the Capital One secured credit card. Today, I'm giving you the good, the bad, and ugly of the Capital One secured credit card. Let me know if I was able to sway your decision to apply or not. So let's hop right into it. One, the first thing I want to talk about is how good the card is for newbies to the credit game. When I got this card, my credit was relatively hurt with student loan payments at 19, and this card was able to provide me a route to get established credit with an accredited bank and a way, like I said, to grow my credit. The best way is that they did it when no one else wanted to. I was applying to Discover, I was applying to Chase, I was applying to Amex, and it just wasn't happening. I wasn't getting it anywhere with even, some of the friendliest newbie cards. I just wasn't getting accepted because I had a few missed payments. Right after I dropped out of school that I just didn't know how to pay for. And it just kind of ruined my credit history as far as getting it started off with. So after the first point, the benefits kind of stopped for this card. The next point I want to touch on is that this card offers you no benefits like some other secured credit cards do. Benefits being offered to customers is exactly why people love the Discover It credit card, despite the stigma behind the rest of the brand. You need to be able to give your customers some benefits over time that would give you the edge over other brands. And I truly feel like if Capital One were to offer some benefits on this card, people would find a way to sign up for them and not be so scared, like you see sometimes on the internet. And like I said, just with Discover It, I feel like that's a perfect case study. And like nobody really uses their other cards because of the bad stigma that's with Discover and not being taken it everywhere, the high interest rates and kind of things like that. However, the secured card is still by far the number one most talked about secured credit card for newcomers in the game. Third point that I want to talk about is that I would love to touch on the process of paying off this card. The process is relatively simple, like most things today. It's through their banking app. However, the payment takes a minimum of 3 days to go through, and it just doesn't really make sense. For this time, you're scared to use a card for multiple reasons, such as, a decline when wanting to buy something because you don't have enough in your account because the payment didn't go through, or, maybe you're just using too much credit utilization, and then when your report comes, it shows way more than what you thought was going to be there because you just made the payments a couple days before. And just stuff like that just doesn't work. Both cards that I have now, they both have a max 1 day full business, a full business day talking about deposit. And it just feels so good knowing that, hey, I can pay it off right now before 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then tomorrow, I know I'll be fine. Like, I know that I'll have that money to be able to use because I just paid it off. Like, you know what I mean? So there's no transfer issues or anything like that that happens with your payments. So if you owe $500, you are able to use that $500 the next day. It's not like you have to just put it in an imaginary savings account because Capital One won't let you use it for a whole week. And point four, while we're talking about paying back, let's just go over how long it should take Capital One to even give you your secure deposit back. I was able to find this out firsthand when I canceled the card that it take 2 to 3 months to receive my deposit check. It doesn't really make sense, but that's what they told me. 2 to 3 months. Capital One will not give you a deposit back for as long as the card is opened. Which is for most going to be forever because people advise you to never close a credit card. And that just doesn't really make sense when most banks use your secure deposit as a reward for staying with them for 6 to 12 months or making, great payments for 6 to 12 months, anything like that. But Capital One, however, they just don't choose to follow that rule and they don't want to. The last point five, is just going to be talking about the lack of security. I kind of touched on this in my video about why I would never bank at Capital One again. But just talking about different things of how people can hack you individually and things like that in that video. But in this one, we're just going to be talking about the main server and just talking about how that is simply the only thing that's holding people back from wanting to do anything with Capital One because you don't know what the information is. You know what I mean? Like your information is with Capital One, and you don't know where those are gonna end up. It doesn't even have to be, hey, they hacked my account or anything like that. It could just be they know your address, they know your social, they know your name, and just that can be sold anywhere. And just knowing that Capital One's security isn't top notch, isn't right for what I'm wanting out of my bank as I grow older and as I, care a little bit more. So those are gonna be my top 5 reasons, to why I would not recommend the Capital One secured card. This is it's a good card if nobody else wants to give you one, or like you really need to build your credit. But this is honestly like a last resort, and I wouldn't say that this is a card that you should even hold for like a year. After 6 months, like try to get something ASAP and then just retire this one and just keep the account open so your history is long. Count the $100, $200, deposit that you just, you'll probably never get back. Just count that as loss and chuck it up to the fact that you built your credit. That's a card gave you a chance to build your credit, and just kind of go from there. But that would be my recommendation on what I would do with this card and what I would tell my son or daughter to do with this card and my friends to do with this card. So I hope you take my advice and, just really use this as a last resort. Try to get other cards first if this is your first time around. Check out some of my other reviews on my other cards and let me know what you guys think down below. I hope you guys have a great day and I hope you guys have a great week. Bye. Catch you on the next one.